Well, here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. Discord server types of male teenagers. Part 3. So imagine yourself in school. You've probably never thought about this, but just think about how many unique people in there actually exist. Every one of them has consciousness, probably. And that's why I'm continuing this series to explain the types of male teenagers you will meet in middle/high school, part 3. And I will also rate them on a scale from 0 to 10. Shut up! And I will also rate them on a scale from 0 to 10 too. Let's waste no time because there's a lot to explain, and let's start. First up, we have the hustler. The hustler is the guy who tries to sell everything. He's already set for life. He has a business and he will do anything to sell anything to anyone. Bro is selling random stuff from vapes, chocolates, and even high-grade explosives to school bathroom. He's always looking for a way to get just a few bucks, or more than just a few bucks. He always thinks about business, money, and he would give up anything to get money. These guys' grades are usually terrible, bro, but they always make 3 times more money than the teacher somehow at 15. He always skips school though. His looks don't matter. He can be jacked and 7 foot or fat and 4 foot. My rating on this guy is 7 out of 10. His grades are terrible. And sometimes he can lose some morals due to money, but I still respect the hustle. Now, similar to this, we have the rich kid. This guy is rich, but only because of his parents. This guy always gets mad if you call them rich for whatever reason. I don't know why. Is it more to be more relatable or what? Why are you mad about being rich? Anyways, this guy always comes to school with a clean outfit. They always wear some designer brands or just something very expensive and popular, like a tech fleece or whatever. They come from an upper middle to upper class household. These guys are usually very popular because people use them for their money, but they're also usually skinny or obese. There is no in between. Their grades can also range from absolutely shit to perfect. They can rarely be chill and down to earth, but mostly they are full of themselves and think they are the best. However, nobody actually likes them because of how arrogant they are. I rate them unknown out of 10 because they can be very nice and also the biggest assholes you have ever seen in your life. The opposite of this, we have the poor. These guys are usually very unknown and unpopular, and if they're known, it's just because they are poor and people make fun of. These guys are usually nice and chill, unlike the rich kid most of the time, and like you just see them in school and feel bad for them because they haven't done anything bad and they get to live like this, plus get made fun of by peers in school. They usually have a lot of siblings, like a lot, like 10 plus. For whatever reason, their parents thought that was a good idea, I guess. They usually wear old clothes from their older siblings or just smelly, torn up old clothes. They usually live in a poor part of the town or city that doesn't have access to good education and probably has the biggest crime rate in the city. Their grades are usually terrible, but there can be exceptions. They're very unhappy most of the time. However, they somehow manage to be nice and good friends. So I rate these as 8 out of 10. Free my bros. They haven't done anything wrong. But wait, just there are exceptions. There's the poor kid who is a bully because he's very insecure and probably has family issues. I absolutely hate these guys and have no remorse or empathy towards them. They beat up, threaten, and act like total assholes to innocent people. I rate these as 0 out of 10. No explanation as to why. Now we have the extremist. And by extremist, I mean they can be extreme about their... Shut up. And by extremist, I mean they can be extreme about their ideology, sport, religion, or something like that. Whatever he is extreme about, he always tries to push it to others, most of the time aggressively. It can be in school hallways or online. Both works for him. Whether it's political views, religion, fitness, or philosophy, he's all in because he wants you to be too. But let's be honest, most of the time it's just because he's a Nazi. These guys can either be jacked, rarely, or very small and fat. Their grades can range, but it's usually on the lower end. By their personality, they can be very arrogant, annoying, or simple-minded, but while also being extremely mean. These guys think only their opinion is correct and there can be no chance that you change their mind. They're very one-sided. Also, if you disagree with them, they always or most of the time respond with violence or threats of violence because they can't endure their holy and always right opinions to be challenged even in the slightest. I rate them a negative 10 out of 10 because why should you push your beliefs so aggressively and one-sided? Now we have the TikTok boy. This is the guy who first of all has fluffy hair. He has fluffy hair. He brags about it everywhere. They always have have fluffy hair, always, no exceptions. Like, do you know that TikTok boy fluffy hair? Yes, that one. He has fluffy hair. He has fluffy hair. Yes, he has fluffy hair. But he's also probably gay. They are most likely very feminine and weak. But their face gets him a lot of girls for whatever reason. Like a lot. I don't know how girls like it, but okay. He's very skinny, tall, weak, but also lean. But he can also be skinny, fat, rarely, just with a good-looking face. They record themselves everywhere with the most popular TikTok sound at the moment and always get a ton of views and thirsty comments from random girls. They're very popular on TikTok. That's their whole personality. Male teenagers always want to look like him for some reason. Personally, I couldn't deal with having to wake up at 4 a.m. just to style my hair before school. And also, personally, I don't like them because they can be very mean and arrogant just because they get so many views and attention from girls on TikTok. 2.999999 out of 10. Now we have the drama kid. I can't stand this guy. He can't live without attention and conflict and controversy. He only goes to school to start drama, and he will die if he doesn't get attention for one day. This is the guy spreading rumors about innocent random people in school. For example, that they did the deed with some random girl in the school bathroom, or that they their entire family. For what reason? To satisfy his drama craving brain, that's it. This guy's usually very sensitive, and they always have very grades. If someone calls them out for their attention craving / seeking, they will get very aggressive, but at the same time also very hurt. It will shatter their ego. But usually they can't do because they're always flabby and weak. They always start drama, and personally it really annoys me. They're somehow the teacher's favorite for whatever reason. It's a phenomenon, it just happens every time. I rate these guys a 2 out of 10. Yeah, you can really see I hate people because they're just a bunch of attention craving. That's it. Now we have the overachiever. This guy lives in school basically. I say this literally because they always spawn in school sometimes. You don't see them like getting inside of school. These guys are the teacher's pet, and they usually have very few or no friends. They ace every test somehow, probably because they don't have a social life or any life at all. They're probably just NPCs. Jokes aside, maybe. They study 24/7, 7 days a week, and even on the weekends. They take no break from school. If I could guess, I would say that they probably study on the summer break. Probably a bit out of topic, but I remember when I was at summer, me and my mom got into some argument random, and she said she would force me to study last year's schoolwork. Bro, they don't really have a specific look, probably just because you don't ever get to speak to them. When it comes to social life, they don't have it. I just said that. At all. If they have friends at all, it's someone you don't know. They usually hang out with the quiet kids, just like him. I rate these guys a 3 out of 10. I can respect the grind at least a little bit, but bro, it's really too much right now. And lastly, we have the wannabe influencer. This guy wants to be like the TikTok boy, but just can't. He doesn't have the looks or height from the TikTok boy. He would sell his soul for it though. This guy is, like it's in the name, just a wannabe. He also uploads TikToks, but usually gets very low views and or gets made fun of it. Because of all this, they're in the black pill community. If you don't know what that is, I don't give a shit up. Basically just a bunch of looks masters who think this guy is the epitome of looks, and that if you don't look exactly like him, you're a sub 5 and it's over for you, and you will never get love, and you should rope max. He does this thing called bone smashing, in which he literally takes a hammer or rock or something and smashes it against his skull to quote-unquote grow stronger bones and a stronger jawline. Yeah, he's very depressed about all of this, and I feel sorry for him a bit. There's not much more to him. I rate him a 5 out of 10. Like, I feel empathy for him, but then again, he thinks I should kill him because I don't look like Jordan Barrett. That's it for this long-awaited video. Thank you for watching. Unsubscribe, but make sure to join the membership. So unsubscribe, but join the membership, please, because me and my editor, well, we're broke as hell. Anyways, thank you and goodbye.